翻译有问あ
トランスレート大丈夫ですか？
2つの声が入ってるんですって。
まだできない？
英語と日本語両方の音が入ってます。It's okay? No, only okay. Or it's okay? Okay? Okay, okay. Okay, thank you. Yesterday, the day before yesterday, you walk from Meiji Shingu, walk a lot the other day. Today, we are here because of the language barrier. It's really quite hard for us, all of us. Yesterday, I was surprised that everybody's even sitting here. Take a picture. Anyway, thank you for coming. Yesterday, national leader and his wife, they say there's no Reverend Skida in Malaysia, so how we can settle this program in Malaysia? When I heard it, yeah, I think it's a task for you that when you go back, how you can really settle it. But today, Reverend Kamo, yeah, he has a confidence. He said. So, yeah, I really feel hope for you also. In Japan, this in order for this program to be settled in our South Tokyo district, somehow we have already some foundation for this program. But officially from the headquarters, now they can become the official supporting education material will be starting from end of this month. Then it can be spread out to the nationwide here in Japan. This there are some churches is already starting to plan and to have this program in their churches. Also, there are around 1,000 members that are really studying this program very hard. In order for them to become an instructor every day, in the web internet we have that section broadcast the online, so they can. There are around 1,000 people are listening this section and study. From now on, if in your own nation, so first step is leaders. You guys first have to practice the works, those exercise. Maybe through the seminar you can realize something. Unification of mind and body, we can establish on earth when this is the path that we have to complete. uh, that's also connected to our spiritual world life. That's our destiny. That's why there's no other choice, that we have to do it. That is for our perfection. That's why please do not give up. Please do not forget it. Continue practice it. Yesterday, I think uh, you know that when we receive true parents' words, how can we embody the God's words in ourselves? That That's why through practice those exercise, the works, they can that the God's words settle within ourselves. one suggestion is first, you yourself have to first practice, and then second, every day the section we have that online in Thai or Malaysia, if there's a Japanese missionary or the active Japanese member, you ask them to translate it to your language, and you can also learn. And in Thai and Malaysia, there are the missionaries also. They, through translation, they also can learn. Then or you translate to Thai or English language. Then you can raise up the person as well for this for this program. In Taiwan, Taiwan University Center leader, she is very passionate with this work program, and have been doing a lot of seminars. So you are okay with Chinese language, right? The Malaysia member. So you can also connect to the Taiwan University Center leader. So please, that you can really inherit this program and continue it. As Reverend Kamo said, consciousness through this program to educate people regarding conscious for those HTM members is really can help them. It's a good program for them. And then today, I will explain a bit about our section, also about Sunday service to share with you. Today, after me, Shibuya Mission Center, what is their education floor that will be introduced to you. Afternoon, by Japan Vice President Mr. Holly will visit us here and to share some words with you. First, two page. これの話でしょ。今のはこれ2ページだけ。Section in Chinese we said 出发式. It's like a meeting of sharing the practice. Section is to share the testimony, to share your grace and your blessing to others. The conventional world, they also have those psychology group people. They also have those kind of a gathering, and that everybody express themselves. Then from there, the leader will give comments, and it's a place that you can share your blessing to each other and help each other grow. In our church, we do not have such much this kind of culture, but when we practice our this exercise, how is the result to share to each other. The families worry about have problem with the couple relationship, but after practice this up and you listen their testimony, then you understand by doing this you can develop, you can have so that other families also can learn from your family, so they will have a courage to really try to strive to do it, so that you can help others. So for people, those people who attend section is those who attend a one-day seminar, the pastoral program, and they want to solve their problems. Those in charge, the leaders in charge of section, there's a leader. So everyone, please also become a leader. They can lead the section. So after 1 year, so hope you can all become the lecturer of a one day pastoral program. Yeah, please please give lecture in one day, CAP center. National leaders, if can do one day seminar, you really have a very big impact and influence to your members. True Mother is doing the national level blessing. That's why from now on we have to really settle down the foundation. The past way of education system is hard for the settlement. Korea, Japan is the parental nation, but for Japan, Korea is hard to settle down in. So meaning the education system we had has their limitation. We need that we can embody the words, we can become the substance, the kind of a church, the kind like a kingdom of heaven, the kind of church we have to make the church like that, uh, meaning we have to substantialize the Cheonggyegun. That's why we need this self-pastoring program. Uh, so in order to settle this, so that we have this kind of section every day, you can continue it every day, even it's not really perfect or complete. Just gather your staff and then try to start it. Yes, he said, so, in the first, just try to gather a team, then try to start and then share the testimony. For leaders, it's okay. You do not means force yourself to give comments. Before our unification leaders thinking that I have to say some God's words, otherwise it should be like that. So you are under that kind of bondage, that kind bonded by that kind concept. So for me, it's okay. Even you cannot talk too much. It's fine. Real pastoring is is just it's to pastoring people's conscience. Mm. So so just let the people can hear their conscience. That's the essence of pastoring. For example, I say a lot of God's words, but if the person doesn't do not are not touched by his heart, so it doesn't work. So the most important is the person can feel his conscious. That's why if leader just say this and that, just that really the I mean the essential thing. Important is to know how the person feels his conscious, and so meaning can really touch the person's heart. So don't think that I have to say this kind of contents. Do not think in that kind of way of thinking. One by one. Mm. One every so meaning through a guiding member to listen their conscious, that you yourself also learn. So and you yourself also practice the exercise, and you what the member experience through the exercise, you yourself also take it as your own experience and matter, and feel and have that sympathy with them. Then you feel, oh, it's really good. Then uh, the members, you can really transform the heart. It's so great for you. So that the leader can say like this. That's the point. Also, don't deny them, and then don't trying to do give sermon again. So don't do that way. That's why we doing this section. That the members can freely express their trouble, their problem. Mm. But in the Japan church, it's very hard to the atmosphere is not can you cannot express your struggling. How about in your churches? You can with members you can sharing your struggle. You have that kind of atmosphere in your church. Thai and Malaysia church you have. You can freely share your struggle. In Japan, because everybody is much forward for the goal of the providence. So besides that, we cannot talk much other things. Mm. It, it, maybe some of the Asia country also inherit this kind of Japan church culture and in their church. When I go to Taiwan, I can feel that they're really rushing for their goal. The rest of the things will not be accepted. Yeah, so that kind of atmosphere I can feel. That's why in Thai, okay, so I can feel that. Japan, for the sake of the providence, they really offer themselves and work very hard. It's really impressed. But uh, if we must really raise up member with a warm heart. To reach the goal already, people really offer their best efforts already, but the we need also the growth of the heart, otherwise they are very pitiful. So I hope that you can also focus invest in this part. So that the members can really express themselves, create this kind of a culture, and then through the practice of the program, then they can testify their development of their relationship in the family, and then it can expand and spread to more people, so to realize the kingdom of heaven. Like this, then that the substantial testimony can really expand. So I feel that this is important. So that like this every day, keep practicing it. She said, because Skita-san is here, so you can make this kind of foundation. But our place we don't have. So if I'm not here anymore, then Mr. Telada will continue to do the work. If I'm not here in Shibuya, mission centers leaders will continue to do the work. Even if I'm not here, there are people already can continue this work already. It's not because of me that they can make it. That's why it is okay. There'll be no problem. This is the things that originally everybody has these contents. True Father said it takes maybe 3 to 5 years, then you can really reach that stage. Uh, of course, immediately you cannot really give this lecture. Memorize the contents and try to give the lecture. It's not that fast. You have to yourself to experience the part you experience that become your own self, part of your own self. Then so you practice it, that you surely will have a experience, a spiritual experience. So then you can express it to others. You can pastoring other members. If you start to practice this content, this program, the, the members can really know how to guide their own self. Really, it's true. Yes, Talada. He said yesterday, honestly speaking, their relationship, the staff relationship was not so good before, but up, after teach them the program, they themselves realize their situation. They themselves change. It's not a leader tell them to change. They themselves they change themselves because they practice the program and they come to realize. That's why I am not the one to tell them you have to change this part, you have to change that one. So so I don't do that kind of direction. So as long they practice this program, they will know how to guide their own self. Mm. So that the the essence of education. What do you think? What is the essence of education? Unification taught the education section division. Education is to teach the people symbol God, resemble God. Mm. Everyone here, the second generation, they did not live together with their parents. They for them to really grown up very mature, they can really listen to their conscience. They can protect themselves. So so you have to really let second gen they can really perceive their own conscious. So we must become the kind of educator. So practice. So you have to continue practice the program. So, so even you do not do much sermon or guidance, they know how to. As long we can forgive, love, and unite, and be grateful. Just just guide them this direction. Really, actually, we really no need guidance, but from means we can guide ourselves. That we can, just like true parents' teachings, we have to forgive and love and unite and appreciate. As long we can let go everything, we will be able to forgive through internet. You can see the section video and then try to get the translation for it and try and learn from it. The day after tomorrow you will go to tomorrow you are going to sightseeing, right? uh, the day after tomorrow we go to the emission center. Mm. Ah, the after tomorrow we go to mission center, then you will attend our section and you will see how we do our section. Mm. Then so regarding section, you have any questions so far? uh, mm. Yeah, 30 to 40 minutes for one section. One section. 何人最大限は何人ですか？ 20 to 30 people. 全員シェアリングはできない。代表者だけ。代表者だけは証しできるんです。 Yeah, yeah, only a few representative because you have a time limit. Best practice. Best experience. Those have a special problem. I mean, those are very involved in the difficult situation. So twice a week we gather those have a difficult situation. One around 10 people of them for the special section. Yeah. The sharing, the group members as the one join the section. Sometimes we say some negative that I cannot love this, I cannot love the person, I have problem with my relationship. But because they are running this pastoring program, even they thinking like this, they themselves, then it is a fallen nature. They understood that is their fallen nature. So that's why even they express about it, but it's wanna become problem. The atmosphere will not become negative. There's no we don't experience like that. The, the, if you see how we do the session, maybe you have more understanding. It's okay. Just embrace them. Yeah. It's okay. No need to divide. Yeah, separate them. Before Japan church's culture, if there's a negative members, they try to separate them from the group. Negative members, they are very pitiful. Actually, that's why. Brothers, sisters, we understand his suffering. Then we take it as our own matter and embrace him. Japan church. If there's a negative kind members, they think they are Kain, so we have to separate them. But if we do this way, if, then members cannot really express the real what their real feeling, true feeling. If that's the situation, we do like that. Uh, you can in the section you can share whatever the practice you do and what you feel. There's no certain topic we choose for the section. Just sharing the experience. Everyone just express what's they're struggling, and then so after the practice, what they feel. So far the church, our church was not able because a place that people can express what they're struggling and their worries. So in our section, uh, actually, when they express those struggling, actually in their conscious, they already know through their conscious what they should do and to deal with the problem. This you have to experience it, otherwise it's hard for you to understand the real situation. Anyway, by doing it, and then you slowly you can settle down in your places. Okay. You said that time limit for the sharing. Anyway, based on the people gather, if there are 10 person, one person can share like around 5 minutes. Mm. But if yeah, so depends because it's the section is around 30 to 40 minutes. So you base sometimes the wife has a mental problem and was very because the wife is very spiritual problem and mentally problem. So the husband really share very long, around maybe 1 hour something. Mm. But we really have to comfort him and encourage him. My section, I have a section time, so I have experience also to listen to their everyone, 20%. I just try to listen to them. That's all. That's what I did. Because the answer is already there. Everybody knows the answer, the solution. Do you divide the group by ages? No, we don't do that. We have a providence to do. The section is better. You can do it every day. Uh, c- children, we don't let the children. Yeah. Noisy. Yeah, the for section, the teenager also can also they can join in my section, but and anyway, they have their own group also for the section also. Like after the Sunday service time, after Sunday service they share also. How to end? さ普通のように。Naturally we end. 祈りして。あまり。普通に。As usually we do, we end. Today we will end this finish like this.
でもね、みんな自分の悩みを打ち明けるからね。
Everybody can express their worries, and then they are liberated. And they already can, they know what is the solution. So we just really confirm again for them. So then their members are liberated somehow. When after the members share, the leaders after listen they sharing, what should the leader said? Or it's okay. You also say something, the leader, the section leader, but
でも、この自己牧会をね、
for this pastoring program,
ワークをやってると、
you members do their practice this them by
今
themselves
までのようなね、ニムネを推進するこの
as providence going on.
結果や
The,
実績を出すということが
we leader need to get the result or
実績評価を出すために
in order to have a good
リー
result.
ダーに指示
So
する。
then the leader guide the members in order to reach the goal, the providence. That's the way a leader lead the members so far.
本当にその人の
But
心に寄り添ってあ
but
げるというね。
now is the leaders have to really deep touch, meaning sympathize with the members, how the heart, their heart feelings. That's needed.
いや、本当にそういうね、牧会者、
So like this kind of pastor
実体
leaders,
のいるところじゃないと実体化で
we
きない
have
です
to
よ。
need this kind of leader. Otherwise, we cannot really substantialize the kind of good
もう昔カープはね、
beef.
プッシュプッシュプッシュ
Before
やってた
carb
けど、
also push, right? Just push member to
もう
mission.
今日はそれでも
In
難しく
Japan
なってきて
also already the cup the same thing. They meet their limitation already by this kind of traditional system. Mm.
はい。
Cut. Okay.
家でも
It's okay. In your family, you make your family section. It's fine
家
too.
でやってる人はすごく効果があります。
It's very effective if you can have section in your family. The couple and the children, they sharing their experience and by practicing the program, and then it's really good. The family really transformed. So it's very nice that you can have this family section. Our Aizawa woman leader, she's doing this section in her own family, so they really share to each other. Then the children, father, mother share the child hear the voice of the conscience like this.
お母さん
Then
と慌ててる。
so then the child can feel that the mother is really in means my in stress. So the children can feel that.
セッションの時、私たちの教会には目標が必ずあって、
Our church surely we have a goal for witnessing, goal for donation,
いろいろあります。
all kinds of blessing goal.
そういうのはそのセッションの
This
別の時に、
the meaning besides the section you will if you will you will relay those goals not in the section time in the
私は
separate
情
occasion
報を送る時は、
like in the
電話の中で全
sermon
部そういうことを
time. Uh,
書
I
いちゃいます。
I will relay those
目標を
providence
どうやってや
the
るかってい
goal
う
of
こと
the
は、
nation whatever
考
to
えて、
so in the Sunday service side I
礼
will
拝は
give that
説教はこういうふ
first
うに
then
お伝えしていく。
then through sermon then I try
こ
to
のセッションを
pastoring
分
the
けてやっ
members.
てることはまあ別の機会に
So this kind of so better in different occasion than you
まあそう
express
ね、
those
毎朝一生
goals.
懸命でやるには
In
こ
our
ういう教会
everyday
でこう聞
section,
きながら
we
こ
have this
う
sharing
どうするか
experience
こういう勉強しまし
experience
ょ
sharing, but still we have
うこういう
where
ことをやって
somewhere
くれ
they were determining their goal. I
そ
want
の
to
セッション
witness
を
five
して
people today.
今日大
Uh,
さん一人
no,
私が発
I
声し
will
ます
witness one, and then they go out to witnessing. So still they have a goal setting in the
で
witnessing
も
so
最後
after the section, but they are doing it very happily, so because they will not be how to say the bounded by the goal. That means stressed by the
で
goal,
は
but
セッション
they do it
じゃあ
happily.
こんなところでいいでしょうかね
So it's okay. We regarding section, it's up to here.
まだセッション聞きたいところありますか
Anything more you like to hear about our section?
そうですねこのセッションってのは個人のことですね個人
Yeah, the section is really for your personal or like for family in your family section is for your family to solve the problems.
してあげないと教会復興しないんです
So if we do not solve our personal family problem, our church cannot be resurrected.
このなんていうのかな牧会をね本当にこう教会
Our
あるいは
church
家庭集会とかこういうことを
gathering or family gathering
できるようになったら
we can really expand, I mean, transform to this pastoring way. Our church will have a different developing. We have already copied the seminar yesterday with English version translation. We copied already. Sorry, Doctor, Mr. Kamon. We copied already yesterday. Ayato. You can copy from us. Yeah, yeah. For English version. One day seminar is not on the website. Mm, no. Section you can see it in the website. No, that's why he suggests you ask Japanese missionary to translate the contents of the section for you to learn. You need to translate by yourself. Only Japanese.
毎日こっちで発信するので、日本の宣教師に通訳してもらって、
Yeah, so you watch the section, and the Japanese missionary or your Japanese wives there can translate it for to your language, so you can learn to read. But for the seminar yesterday, we already copied the video with the English.
韓国でもね、全くこっち、
In Korea, there are some members they are living in Korea, but they through internet they are also receiving the grace and learning it. So it's possible by through internet. So please try to really mobilize the Japanese missionaries there.
はい、じゃあ、今度ですね、天使国時代の復興した礼拝作り。
Next, we'll talk about the Sunday service. Those are giving sermon, please raise your hand. Those you are giving sermon in your country, raise your hand. Sermon, giving sermon. Okay.
いいか、同じですね。
So we are the same.
毎週ね、
Every Sunday we have to give sermon.
重荷になるでしょ。
It's kind of burden, right?
重荷になるけど説教楽しいと。
But you feel happy to give sermon, please raise your hand. You feel happy when you. For Japanese church leaders, because they become full time, then later they become church leader and give sermon. So they don't feel they are pastors, or preachers. So that's why when need to give sermon, it's kind of burden for them. For myself, I really love sermon, giving sermon, and I'm happy with that. Mm. Sometimes maybe there's a time also boring maybe, but so how to resurrect members through sermon? That's as a church, that's very important task. Church is sermon, through sermon, how to give resurrection inspiration to member that them really have that kind of experience, that have to be that kind of place that can provide inspiration. Mm. First important is we have to become one with two parents' heart, parents' wish and determination. Now, True Mother's, the words she speaks, or the videos that member watch it, and centering on the True Mother's words. Mm. Then the feeling that you had experienced, then you try to express it, to relate it to the members through your own feeling, your understanding, realization. Mm. As a pastor, you yourself must, if you receive the spiritual grace or not, the pastor himself, this that's the most important point actually. Maybe you think, "Ah, I have to say something." You try to think by your brain, and I have to say something. I better speak this topic. I better speak that topic. So you try to think and think. So only you try to structure the contents of your speech. Then there's no life in your speech. You yourself first receive the spiritual grace, then you want to express, you want to share this grace to the members, that your own, the feeling you had. So you yourself practice the program, and then you try to give lights to the members. Through the sermon, you give lights to the member. Then really that the members spiritually really satisfied and comforted.
理論や言葉を伝えて内容を頭で作っていない。
So are you just depending on the theory, the words, and thinking on that?
これは基本的なことです。
For the witnessing result or donations result, or to fulfill those, or are you just teaching them to how to reach the goal, to gain the victory? So try to reflect on yourself. How about you leaders? Are you, right? You have your goal, right? In order to fulfill the goal, you try to how to say, educate people or give sermon in order for member to really complete the work, the result, the goal. That's your main purpose of your teaching, your sermon, or not. Of course, it's necessary to fulfill the goal, but those things better you tell them before you give the sermon. Yeah. So I let the leaders say each department their goals, to relay their goals. And first, why the failure of a church is they only they give sermon and to in order to reach the donation goal. So members think it's all about donation, all about result goal. Those kind of that kind of words only remain in their heart. So spiritually they cannot be resurrected. And that's because that's the Japan's mission, the responsibility. We have to tell them, but we don't say it about the in my sermon. We were like announce or explain or relay the providence and the goal. But in the sermon, that's you give life to the spiritual life to the members, so that the member really feel joy with them. So leaders worry about the goal and the result. That's why because they worry, so they try to they try to how to give the sermon to in order uh, to fulfill the providence goal, but means it will become like a burden to the members spiritually. Every week, you trying to your sermon is become a resurrection for the members, or not, or to really make a member spiritually grow or not. Once a week, the sermon, the Sunday service. Please try to think it's the best education time chance. That's once a week, the Sunday service. In that Sundays, so you through the Sunday service, you let the member grow spiritually, and then they can close to the Chongigu. So try then by accumulate those Sunday service, you really make a member grow. So the Sunday service is not for you to reach the goal of the activities. So you have to understand this point. Mm.
そのために、
For that,
皆さん礼拝の
when the Sunday service,
資料とかを
you try.
信徒に提供したりしますか？
Do you give a material to your members in the Sunday service? For me,
やっていくうちに、
when
週1回
along the
礼
way,
拝を
once a week the Sunday
提
service,
供していくような
I,
教育の
I
プログラムの
try to make that program every week.
なるべく
Then I try to make some material for the members so they can really remember the Sunday service contents, the, the sermon contents. I make a material, written material for them so they can use that. So even you can place one of the work, the exercise, then
そのワークを
plus the two mothers' words, then the words that them can use that for their practice in the week, for the week. So meaning after Sunday service, there's something still for them to remember to, or how practically what they can do. So we must keep something that they can remain in them. Otherwise, after sermon, when they go home along the way, they already forgot the contents of the sermon. Mm.
そんなことを繰り返していたら
Usually we always like that, so it's a really kind of waste.
いかに最高の
So how we can get the best effective impact for the members through your Sunday service.
でまた説教も問題解決に役に立つ
And then your sermon also can become like a solution for their problem.
まあアメリカのこの
In America,
キリスト教で
Christianity,
真理を求めて
they have a.
癒しを求めている人がねほとんどだというアンケートを聞いたことがあるんですね。
Sorry, I can get this. The Christian, they make some interview.
自分を歩みながらもいろんな課題に苦しみ悩んでるんです。そういうものをも
So our members were doing the providence, but personally they have their own many problems, so we have to really resolve their problem as well.
処理
No,
するためにもまた
of course, we have to have victory for our providence, but individually we also have to resolve their problem. Then then connect them to true mother's words.
で説教時間
Sermon
その
time.
中で説教時間が自分で長いと思ってる人
If you think your sermon is long, please raise your hand. Your sermon.
そうですね長い方がいいと
You think the sermon is better long? You think that's better? Please raise your hand. Give a long sermon. You think short sermon is better? Raise your hand. Short one. 不是 Sunday service time sermon. You think long is better or short?
皆さん短い方がいいと
You think short is better, right?
思ってるんですね
Yeah. Yes.
短い方がいい
Better short.
アメリカの
In America,
牧師のね
the pastor's sermon is around one.
シューラー
Uh,
有名な牧師
one very famous pastor.
説教
His sermon
説教は15分ぐらい
only 15 minutes. 15, 15, 1 5 minutes, 1 5.
15分ですほとんど音楽とかね
Mostly they have music, being a professional singer
テスティモニー
or the sharing a testimony.
そして説教は15分
The sermon only 15 minutes.
でも私たちの
But for our church, we run the sermon better like waiting 45 minutes. Mm. If it's very very long and the member feel tired, then they do not understand what you are talking about anymore. So also you have a some written material for them, so they still can review and then they can apply. That's very effective, I think. Mm. For your sermon, you give your Sunday service, you have testimony time sharing. Um, if you also add this kind of share testimony time, you have a video also, video showing in the Sunday service. Every time I do, I have a choir singing because church's choir is so good. Shibuya Church also have their choir. Also, they are catching up. Mm, choir and witnessing department's report. HTM's report report about witnessing HTM situation or the champion's donation providence. So then before sermon, we give a very touching music songs. Not only holy song, also nice song. Even outside people, the Christian, we try to put we put also same time the projector with a two parent picture with those songs from outside. Now it's World Center for the foundation. There's a musical band with a musical no true parents special our church day we have a musical performance. So then we have the bibimba sharing, so it's like that the members experience a love and beauty. Mm. True mother. So they have the opera singers. So possible, of course, from our church. I mean, so for our members, how they can really moved and impressed. So every time, so we have to really prepare very well from our heart. So that's why the witnessing testimony. Also, you try to find a good testimony can touch the members. Try to find those have a good result experience. Also, those practice the self pastoral program. If any couples or the families can give a testimony during the Sunday service. Okay, music and plus videos. Okay. Mm. Video like True Mother's video, True Mother's speech, or the worldwide activities, then show to the members. Mm. Lastly, when the unison prayer, that the members do the Hyojong prayer. So I will gain victory for so and so. So true parents, not worry about me. I will offer it. Please watch it me. That kind of the prayer that we ourselves also have to do the prayer, and that kind of Sunday service side that the member together to offer this prayer together to God. So this that's the soul of our heart that we can offer our heart as well. So let's make a Sunday service like that kind of offering time. Mm. Mm. So like this we can accumulate every week, every month. So to offer our soul, that your Sunday service, our service is the Sunday service. They can offer the soul to God, or you just thinking, what should I talk or what kind of speech I go make, so with member can fulfill the goal. Like, and that kind of thinking alone means you are under that kind of bondage of the concept. So now we should make the member happy, and and then want to offer Hyojong after filial piety back to our true mother. I want to offer to her that kind of Sunday service. If you can make the service Sunday service like that, it will be very great. So up to here, it's about the Sunday service, prepare Sunday service. So any other questions about the Sunday service preparation? We have 15 minutes break. Then we will talk about witnessing department, how they do the education for the newcomers.